everyone, my name is Toke Makingwa and you are welcome to another episode of Trending. Trending is that special HipTv program that focuses on buzzing and topical issues all over. I have a guest in the house as usual and I will be revealing him in a minute. Don't go anywhere, you are watching Trending on HipTv. Welcome back, guys. You are still on to Trending on HipTv. My name is Toke Makingwa, and if you just tuned in, you have missed out on a lot. Well, I joke. Like I said earlier, I've got a guest with me. My guest today is one of the funniest men in Nigeria, Africa, and maybe the whole world. He's made a name for himself in stand-up comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's none other than BOVI Ogboma.
Thank you.
Very nice intro, wasn't it?
Yes, very nice, but you can get rid of Nigeria and Africa and just say one of the funniest in the world.
You see, I like him, he's so
prophecy.
tricky.
Yeah, you know, it's a prophecy. I like things that, you know, you can build with faith.
Yeah, so, funny man. Nice to have you here. The thing about you is when people look at you, they just start to laugh.
And that can be very embarrassing sometimes.
Oh, you've already noticed that?
Oh yeah, it happens.
I used to laugh at you before we started.
Are you serious?
Just by seeing your place.
Start laughing. You know when someone is laughing and you expect that they want to say hi, so I'm waiting, so it doesn't look like I say laugh. Okay, and you're like,
but is this something that is it part of your, because you do look like a funny man.
Well,
and sometimes you stand like you look confused, like you one time and you're just looking and then you do like what you do with your eyeballs, and that makes everyone laugh. I mean, it makes everyone laugh.
I started out with comedy. I started with comedy roles, then stand-up comedy, so I can understand when people relate with that character only. Other than that, I'm a very serious person. I can be a very serious person.
Maybe you can be, but
I can.
Yeah, I mean, that character is on you 24/7.
Until you see me doing something serious, maybe I should do a horror flick. Then people will be like, man, this guy's mean. I could be meaner than Jim Mike.
You know what? Let me see one. What's it called? Skits that you did.
Okay.
Where someone ran to tell you that someone wanted to beat the person up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing. That was so funny.
Yeah.
How do you think of all these skits?
Well, sometimes it hits me like an epiphany. Sometimes I just I build from other stories. Like that one you're talking about is folklore. Every community, everybody has that kind of story where you go to defend your girlfriend.
When you get there, the guy's like
something else, you know. So I just told my own version of that.
All right, so let's take it back. How did you get into comedy? He's being funny right now, right? See what I mean?
Okay, let me put it this way. In 2007, I wanted to go on TV. You know, I also wanted to go on stage, but I'm like, the stage was saturated. There wasn't room for newcomers. It was very competitive. I didn't want to have to start going through the ranks of having to prove myself every other time. So I'm like, okay, basically I just don't want to be a stand-up comedian. I want to be a total entertainer. So let me do TV first. There's space there. So I was like, if it works on TV, when I come on stage, people accept me faster as against having to sell myself on stage from the get-go. And that's what I did. I did Extended Family in 2007. It was a monster hit. And by 2008, when I went professional as a stand-up comedian, the acceptance was there. You know, but it's something that has always been in me. I always like to talk. I like to tell stories, you know, so I'm just telling them in a funny way.
You know what I noticed about you? Now, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed that as well. Now, BOVI is one comedian who tells his jokes in English. Like, you know, I'm not against people who speak vernacular because I think it's funny and it's part of our, you know, it's part of what vernacular is. But I was at the Man of Fire last year and, you know, for 15 minutes I kept saying, you know, he's actually speaking English. You know, he's actually speaking English. And then there was no ha or no, you know, which is funny. So do you do that on purpose or?
I speak pidgin a lot too, as in a whole lot. Maybe it's the shows you've seen me, I speak English. But this is it, yeah? The market is wide. The market is very wide. So from the beginning of my career, I always made sure that I groomed my style in a way that will encompass everybody, those who love pidgin English, those who love English, because if I was doing purely pidgin English, I wouldn't do corporate events, for example.
True, because maybe because it was mostly corporate events I've seen you at. And
Yeah,
you've been
that's
really
why.
corporate.
That's why I said, you know, it's probably because of the kind of events you've seen me. I can be purely street, trust me, you know.
Wow.
So yeah. But what I usually do is I try to, because most of my jokes are storylines, I try to introduce it in English. Because maybe the body of the story is a purely pidgin English something.
So you kind of like just shock English and pidgin together.
I try to,
Like,
yeah.
the way people
Which
shock
is
Yoruba
very
and
difficult.
English.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a difficult thing to do, but I try.
All right. So what did your parents think about your career in the beginning? Was it something that they supported wholeheartedly, or was it something that you had to work through with them?
I had to walk through, and there were several stages.
Wow.
It dates back to 1998 when I got into the university. I was like, I'm going to study theatre arts, and they said, no, you're going to study mass communication. And my mom was like, mass communication. My dad was like, no, you study law.
Law.
It's just crazy, man. So I was like, this is what I want to study. So they're like, after 100 level, you're changing to mass communication. They pursued that case, you know, and I wrote a letter by the end of 98 that this is who I really want to be an MP. And my dad was like, okay, no problem. But my mom was already preparing me, like, you know what, my mom is a career civil servant, so she was like, you need to get a job. My dad was like, you need to get a job once you finish. So they were preparing a job for me upon graduation. You need to be a lecturer. Nobody was even asking
They
me.
wanted you to lecture.
Yeah, they wanted me to teach.
Now imagine BOVI teaching in the class. Guys.
Well, I would have made a good teacher, I'm sure.
I don't think
it's just
so.
that I would have been frustrated.
Because it'd be hard for you to pass on your message. Stop doing that. You're like, ah.
I would have made a good teacher, and they would be like, you would have made it if you had gone to, you know, Hollywood or forwarded your career and stuff like that, you know. Bottom line is I chose to pursue my dreams, which was really key for me. I was adamant for that. So after youth service, instead of going back home, I came straight to Lagos.
Where's home?
You know, Delta State.
Okay.
You know, so I came back to Lagos, and I came to Lagos. I was squatting with my uncle, and my uncle was squatting with somebody. You know.
This is like a joke, right? Like,
Almost. True story, man. True story.
so was there ever a point that you almost quit in your career? Did you ever get to that point where you thought, oh, I can't do this? Was it smooth sailing, or was it really difficult?
I got to breaking point, but quitting was never an option.
Wow.
I'll just put it that way. You know, I usually tell people that I've never really suffered in my life, not because I've not suffered, but because I remember those days, and I remember them with a smile on my face, and, you know, with excitement that, okay, so I could overcome this after all. You know, but quitting has never really been an option. I think I'm where I'm supposed to be.
I definitely think so too. And apart from, you know, being a comedian, you are also an actor. Because I'm such a huge fan of the BOVI
Oboma show, yeah.
I watched it dedicatedly.
Are you serious?
Are you kidding? I know the storyline.
Oh,
that girl who
that's
you're
nice.
always trying to get with, and you know, there's that other guy who always shows up, and you say, "I'll kill you." And I thought it was funny. So every evening, I would make sure that I catch the show on TV.
Thank you.
And you, as an actor, you clean up quite
try,
well.
right?
Yeah. So how did the acting come about? Was
I
it
studied theatre arts,
Okay.
you know. But the thing is, when I was 15, I asked my mom categorically that the people who star in movies, what do they study in university? And she said theatre arts was a useless course, and she moved on. That was the day I made up my mind I was going to study theatre arts. That was like 3 years before I got into the university. Do you understand? So it's not. It's only going to take time before people get to realize that comedy is not really my favorite thing when it comes to the arts and entertainment. I think I enjoy acting more.
Well, you can't help it. You're funny. Just by talking, you are funny.
I know. Let's say I worked on it, you know. I love comedy. Don't make a mistake with that. I love comedy. I'm never going to stop doing comedy. You know, I'll do it in different shades. But I also love acting. I love writing. I love fooling around, you know.
So when we talk about like your material in terms of comedy, because the market is saturated as well.
Yes,
you know,
it
there
is.
are loads of comedians. There's so many names. I'm like, really? I mean, really? You know, how do you stand out from the rest? How do you get your material? Because let's be honest, both of you, and you're like a brother and a friend to me. Some of these comedians
They're
recycle jokes. I could have sworn that was a joke, but he said one time. I could have sworn that I heard this joke, you know? And he keeps just recycling, and it's just on a different person, but the joke is the same.
Yeah.
So how do you keep yours fresh?
I do a lot of research. I read a lot. I read the news. I read books. And I try to just search for info. I watch the news. Most of my stories are based on either current affairs or trends, or that's where I feed from. So I think it helps me stay fresh. However, when you say recycling of jokes, are you talking about comedians who tell people's jokes, or you're talking about a comedian saying the same joke?
Both. First, the worst one is obviously the ones who tell other people's jokes. Okay.
Now, I can permit you to feel bad if you hear me saying a joke I started saying in 2008. It's okay to feel bad, but the truth is, you really can't make jokes every day.
Yeah, but then I mean, you making the same joke that someone else made, I think is
that's stealing. That's stealing. It's a complicated issue. I say complicated because I can fool around with a basket mouth joke because basket mouth is my friend. You guys are really close, aren't you? Yeah, but I'm not going to tell a basket mouth joke in a show that is being recorded, that's going to go out on tape or going to be shown on TV. I'll be changing him. So that's where there's a problem. If a comedian is using my jokes at a wedding, I may not necessarily frown if he has his jokes. It's when he doesn't have one of his own. He's copying from BOVI, Basket Mouth, or Sheilo, or I Go Die, or Bucci. When he's copying from these people, you know that, okay, this is not a comedian. This is some random guy who's just picking materials from here and there to create his own. Yeah, but all the people that you just mentioned, what's your relationship like with all? I know you're close to Basket Mouth, but is that the only person you're close to in terms of the world of comedy? I have a cordial relationship with practically every comedian, but Basket Mouth, because our works we reason along the same line. Me, Basket Mouth, Bucci, I Go Die. I wanted to say Bucci actually, because we reason along the same line. So it has made us work together closely, you understand? So, I mean, the relationship is professional, and if you spend time with somebody that much and your spirits are kind of kindred, so, I mean, that's just goes. Talking about gelling, Basket Mouth and BOVI, we found out are good friends, aren't they? Well, this is trending on HipTv. We'll be right back, and when we come back, we'll keep drilling BOVI. You guys up for that? Let's drill some more. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Yeah, we'll be back.
They say you're only young once.
There's no debating, we are elevating. There's no limitation.
Sample your swag.
We going higher, started rapping night and we still
do your wish.
Come alive, we dead up. Say we dead up now, yeah. Come alive, we dead up. Say we dead up now, oh. Come alive, we dead up now.
When you're young at heart, you're young forever.
Come alive with Airtel.
Welcome back, guys. While we went on a break, it was so hard to keep a straight face because BOVI is in the building. Right, so I've got to ask you this. Like, when I look at the music world, they're not quite as united as you guys doing comedy are. Comedians are like one. You guys are like, it's like a brotherhood. You're so into each other.
Really?
Don't you think so?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so, We are not fighting each other, but I mean, I really can't speak for everybody. Like I said earlier on, I have a very cordial relationship with practically every comedian.
Well, is there like the competition? I mean, is it stiff in the world of comedy? Or?
The competition I think we have is positive competition. Like if I go for a show and Basket Mouth tears the place to pieces, I know that, man, you have work to do. You have work to do because, I mean, comedy is... The audience expects the unexpected. Music, they know what to expect. True. But comedy, they want the unexpected. So when somebody goes there and does the unthinkable, you know that, look, you really need to work hard to either better or equal what that person has done. Because if Basket Mouth does a 95% performance that's beautiful, 95% beautiful performance, and I do an 80%, in the eyes of the audience, I failed. So that's why I say it's positive competition, but that is on the day of reckoning. Other than that, outside the stage, we're cool.
Do you guys always support yourselves, or is it going to check where you are? You know, I mean, what I mean by that is every other comedian does a show, and you guys are always there. So are you doing that to gauge where you are in terms of the positive competition you talked about, or is this still the whole brotherhood thing? Or
comedy now is a money spinner, you know, so to a large extent, before in the past, we're like, oh, let's go and support you, you know, and we'll do the show, and the comedian doing the show makes all the money, and you don't make the money, you know. But when you become a brand in comedy that people are hiring and all, you don't want your face out there every time. You don't want your face in every show. It makes you look like a prostitute, you understand? So I can help 2 or 3 comedians feature in their shows, but I say no to most shows. And besides, if you say you're a comedian, you should be able to face your audience and entertain them, as against packing heaven and earth.
So let's talk about something more personal. Talking about your family. You've got such a beautiful family, BOVI. A lot of people, for a long time, I didn't know you were married till I went to the Man of Fire show.
Okay.
I saw your wife and I thought, wow, she's so gorgeous. And then your kid, and then you've got another one again. Wow. So how did you meet your wife? Was it before you became BOVI, or?
Long before.
Okay.
Long before.
I mean, most of you guys married people who knew you guys before you became.
Well, the truth is, I was already on TV when I met her, you know. But basically, that was my first year on TV, 2008, and I'm this kind of person who kind of. I don't waste time. Let me just put it mildly. To put it no. It was purely my decision.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Some part of me just feels like I don't waste time.
Maybe I'm sobbing your husband.
So silly.
You know, but trust me, no, it's none of that. I'm just trying to say we got married in a year after we met. You know?
Okay. And your daughter was born also on your birthday?
Yeah.
That's very cost effective.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Did you know the delivery date?
No. I didn't.
So you just came?
Okay, let me see if I can abridge this story. My wife's birthday was 18th September. It's 18th September. Mine is 25th September. We got married 19th September.
Oh
you know, so September is a very busy month.
Very expensive
in my family.
In your family as well.
No. But I mean, family planning in the financial way, you know.
When I mean expensive, it means that you've got to buy birthday presents, wedding anniversary presents. Then you've got to, you know, also buy your kids' birthday present.
But we get to do one party.
Ooh, because everyone celebrates together.
You know. So the thing was, I was to surprise her on her birthday by appearing in Los Angeles on her birthday. On the 17th of September. I got to the airport. There was a problem with my passport. I couldn't travel. So then I called her and said, you know, I was going to surprise you. I was going to come, but sorry and all that. She's like, oh, no need to come. It's fine, this and that. Then 23rd of September, she calls me and says, the doctor says the baby has engaged. I'm beginning to have cramps and all that. I'm like, oh, really? She said, yes. So 24th September, without her knowing, no, 23rd, that same 23rd September, without her knowing, I got my passport and I traveled that night.
Oh, that's so romantic.
And I arrived 24th morning in LA, and we were together. She was shocked. She was totally shocked. And
that probably helped with the baby coming process.
Well, perhaps we're never really going to know. So anyway, long story short, 25th morning, she tells the doctor, this is happening. The doctor says, you know what, come to the hospital. I think it's time. And that was it.
And she had the baby.
Yeah, by
8:47.
I can't forget the time. 8:47, because the whole day, I spent the whole day, you know, waiting, my whole birthday waiting. But I was excited. I just wanted it to happen, and it happened.
Wow. So what happens? Like, I've always wondered, if you organize a show and, you know, you don't make your money back, what happens then?
Well, if everybody attends and you don't make money back, that means probably you give out too many free tickets, you know?
Yeah, but we live in Nigeria and we know that that sort of thing happens.
Yeah, it happens all the time, you know, but things are changing. If you have a sponsor, that's what's key, you know? The logistics for putting up a show in Nigeria is kind of crazy. You really can't make profit from ticket sales, that's the truth. So if you don't get quality sponsorship, either you're just doing it for posterity's sake or just to keep the brand going.
So what about you cracking? Have you ever cracked a joke and no one laughed?
I have, but it's a very rare occurrence for me. Okay. Because I don't go unprepared, you know, and I usually have a backup. So, I mean, I may say something and they'll miss it. It's normal, it's natural. So you just move on with it, you know. But in my early years, my first year as a professional comedian, I got so, as in, the crowd saw me and they went wild.
I mean, just looking at you can do that, actually.
So it subdued me.
Wow.
You know, and then I started to tell my jokes. And now there's one thing, you can be telling your jokes. The jokes can be funny, but you delivering the jokes won't be funny. They can tell that, oh, this guy is scared. What he's saying is funny, but he's not being funny. So it goes beyond what you're saying. You know, so those are the elements that make a good stand-up comedy.
It has to do with like your charisma, your mannerism, your delivery.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. Oh, wow. I'm just taking notes. I'm not trying to be a comedian.
You can try. Trust me, anybody can try. If I could do it, you can do it.
Right. Guys, you have been watching Trending on HipTv. Now, you know the main comment segment is up next, right? BOVI gets the opportunity to read his mean tweets. Now, the reason why we do this is just, you know, just to bring out fun side of mean stuff. Okay. You know, to see how you guys react. Okay. So I'm going to pass this over to you. Okay. And you get to read your mean tweets to us. Okay.
They say you're only young once.
There's no debating, we are fading. There's no limitation.
Sample your swag.
We going higher, started rapping night time. Still
do your wish.
Come alive with that. Say we tell them now, yeah. Come alive with that. Say we tell them now, oh. Come alive with that.
When you're young at heart, you're young forever.
Come alive with Airtel.
Not them be this, eh?
Not them be that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, the first one says about the fish video, and Anonymous said, "This joke is dry, jaw. I tried laughing but couldn't, and I love BOVI's jokes. Why this? Yeah."
No, you know that comment's actually funny. I tried laughing.
Yeah. Well, the comment was in relation to the fish video, the fish skits I did. So my response to this is one man's meat is another man's fish. So,
because I laugh. So it's funny.
One man's meat is another man's fish. So if you didn't like this, try meat.
Maybe next time we'll use Pomo.
You know. Noya said, honestly, this ish ain't funny. I wonder why anyone would find this funny. Now what for una sense of humor? Maybe not the heat. Yeah. Maybe it's the heat that made you not to find this funny, you know. But I respect your views, you know. I don't want to please the whole world. I don't want to have to make everybody love me, you know. That's not my aim. That can kill. One of the funniest people in the world said this, Bill Cosby. At the moment you try to start pleasing everybody, is the day you start dying. You know. So
I think that if you became a lecturer, you'd actually make a killing from it because you are just literally just telling them all.
Yeah,
serious.
Yeah. That's true.
Okay,
I can teach. One. Yeah. About the proposal video with Ijoma, Anonymous said, OP, aka out of points.
OP means
out of point or off point. Yeah. I know how you feel, you know. The proposal video to Dear Anonymous was a spoof made out of Peter's proposal to his girlfriend at the time.
Those are my friends.
Yeah, Lola Motayo. So I did my own version of how a woman would react, a woman who was expecting a ring. So probably you didn't know who Peter of P Square is, and you didn't know about his proposal, which he did with a brand new car. So that's why you didn't understand the video. So I understand how you feel your OP is taking. I like them. Okay.
They're having so much fun.
Okay, the other one is from Bangali. That's at Young Lobzy. Okay. I tweeted a picture of me and my son. I said me on top at 2, my son under at 2. And you said, "Yeah, Peking, go fine past you." Am I supposed to be finer than my son? Yeah. So I mean.
All right, one more.
Thank you. To me, I think the driest comedian is a tie between BOVI, Teju, and CA. Yes! Thank you. So that I say a beautiful thank you. That was from @Chich_day. They will. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm laughing. That was nice. I think you got off quite easy, actually. It pays to be a nice guy once in a while. People didn't really say anything mean to you. People have sat in here and almost cried.
Are you serious?
I kid you not. It's been very, very serious. Well, it was nice having you on the show, Bobby. Always pleasant talking to you and catching up with you.
I appreciate that.
2014, we are going to hang out some more. You're going to trend so that I can have you back here.
Have I told you that Man on Fire is happening in 2014 in London?
Oh, you're doing it?
In London.
So you buying my ticket?
To London? You just got married. You don't want to just get divorced. I bought your ticket, you get in trouble.
All right, guys, take a look at our top 5 trending TV series now.
They say you only young once.
There's no debating, we are elevating. There's no limitation.
Sample your swag.
We going higher, started rapping night and still
Do your wish.
Come alive, we dead up. Say we dead up now, yeah. Come alive, we dead up. Say we dead up now, oh. Come alive, we dead up now.
When you're young at heart, you're young forever.
Come alive with Airtel.
At number 5 on the top 5 trending TV series is Tinsel.
Ah, you're back.
Yes, ma. How is he? Hope he didn't give you too much trouble.
Oh, we had so much fun. He's sleeping now.
Good. Is Hope back yet?
She is, yes. We fed and bathed him together. I told her that you call her if you needed her.
Thank you so much for your help, ma.
There was no problem.
At number 4, Sugar.
I could take care of you tonight, you know.
When you're looking for love.
Do you have a thing for?
When one is not enough.
Choose, because I don't share.
When you have a dream.
I have a plan.
How far will you go? Sugar, love.
And at number 3, The Walking Dead.
Broadcasting on emergency band. We'll be approaching Atlanta on Highway 85. If anyone hear me, please respond. Hello, can anybody hear my voice?
Hey, hello? We're just outside the city. Hello? Damn it.
We ought to warn people away from the city.
Folks got no idea what they're getting into.
At number 2, Scandal.
He needs a favor.
I need to see him.
That's not possible.
He wants the favor. I do not work for him anymore. So you tell the President of the United States to make time.
In Washington, D.C., if a scandal is about to break, this is the woman who will make it disappear.
Put the guns down.
So he can shoot me?
Now, the only person who's gonna get shot is me. I got this. Guns down!
Olivia Pope.
I trust my gut. My gut is what?
Never wrong.
Never wrong. We're lawyers, but this is not a law.
And at number 1 on the top 5 trending TV series is Breaking Bad.
It's easy money. Why don't you say the word and I'll take you on a ride along. Or just knock down a meth lab.
I'm thinking if you and I could partner up. You know the business. And I know the chemistry.
You want to cook crystal meth? Cooking.
is off.
Actually, it's just basic chemistry.
Some straight like you just gonna break bad?
Took us wild lately.
Tell me why you're doing this.
I am awake. There are going to be some things that you'll come to learn about me. I just want you to know that no matter how it may look, I only have you in my heart.
I am such a huge TV series junkie, and it's a wrap, guys. Keep up with what's hip and what's trending. You can follow us on Twitter, we are at HipTv, and on Instagram, we are at Trending on HipTv. You can also check our online magazine at hiphopworldmagazine.com for the latest news in pop, in fashion, everything. We've got you guys covered. As they say in Nollywood, to God be the glory. Hope to see you guys again next time. Till then, it's bye from me.